Hey everybody, what's up? It's Tim Lee Michael, and welcome to another video where we do some more drawings. Now today we're going to be a little bit of a copycat. I'm going to do a technique that I learned from a guy named Mark Kistler, and Mark Kistler's Imagination Station. Please look him up. He's got some great stuff for schools, and really worth learning from. But the techniques that Mark Kistler taught on his TV show on PBS were ones that really got me from 2D to 3D. In the previous video, we did a very quick talk, that was a hiccup, talk about how to move from drawing squares and basic shapes and turning them into 3D shapes. And then I talked about drawing a can monster. So what I'm going to do here is just draw you guys one of these little can monsters so you can see what it is. And then in our next video, we'll give it a shot together and you can draw one with me, okay? Here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and draw you one of these freaky little can monsters that was awesome. Really fun to see Mark draw way back in the day. So I'm going to start by drawing a can, okay, a 3D one, and Mark did such a great job in teaching these techniques on how to draw these characters. Now I'm going to give this character some eyes, okay, so we'll draw one eye right here and the other one kind of popping out behind it in a rounded shape from right behind it. And we're going to have him looking this way, so we're going to put the ovals of the eyes pointing that direction so it looks like he's looking that way. And Mark Kistler enjoyed giving his characters some hair, so we'll go ahead and give him some hair. I'm sure he still does. He's alive. He's a great guy and does some amazing stuff with kids, so he's still alive. I make him sound like he's dead. And then we can draw these shapes, and this is going to be where his legs are going to stick out. Now we have to remember that this is a 3D shape, and that when we draw the shape on there, it needs to be rounded on there to look like it's on the outside of the can, because this can is a rounded can, okay? So in the same way now, there would be another one over here, but it's on the other side where we can't see it, so we don't have to worry about that one. Now to draw the legs, all it is you draw a little leg coming out, you put a joint on it, and I'm going to do a really fancy looking joint on it, and then draw another connector to it. And then as we get down here, maybe we'll have them flying, and we can put like an explosion pack right there, okay? So that's a launching kind of thing, launching off here like that. And then this other leg, we can put this one right here, and we can bring it up. Now this is called foreshortening. This is another thing that Mark Kistler did a great job teaching as to me as a kid as I watched his TV show. And you can draw this leg coming down and even be maybe even a bit lower because it's closer to us, and then we can go ahead and draw the shape for this leg right here and the big explosion coming out like that, you know, and wow, you know, make it really explosive. And then this leg will bring this one, and maybe it'll be a hand or something, and you can bring it out here. And I know my hand is covering over what I'm doing here with a bit of shadow, but you can draw that same little there, and then we can bring this one down, and maybe this one will be maybe not a hand, maybe it'll be like a claw or something. I'm running out of time fast, so I'm going to go ahead and do another little mark there, you know, and then we can draw a claw coming out here, okay? And then maybe on the back side of this claw, maybe it'll be a square claw, so that means we need to draw in the 3D form of that claw. And it was the stuff that he would do just continued to lead your brain into thinking, drawing the world of 3D. And then of course there might be a leg back here as well coming out the back, and that same thing, but it's smaller in the background because it's further away, and this is all stuff that Mark taught so well. And maybe another leg over here, and that one should be a little bit tighter, kind of like this, and then it's going to go back behind this other one, so like that, and there you go. So these were his little monsters that he would create, and he'd create them in cans, and he would draw buildings, skyscrapers and things, all of it out of these characters. And then he would teach about how to draw 3D forms within these forms, so that you recognized that there was depth to some of this stuff, and also talked about shading, how to shade something to have that 3D form. But we're going to play with these a little bit in a couple videos, and we're going to learn a little bit more about these guys because they really did help. We'll draw some cities together and some things like that, and learn a little bit more about how these 3D shapes and forms really start to help you understand where to go from there. Now, remember, this is not my technique. This is the technique I learned from Mark, and please look him up. Mark Kistler's Imagination Station. We're not trying to steal how he teaches. I'd love for him to be here to teach it for you, but instead this is just going to be a great way to show you a little bit more about how that works. That's going to do it for this 5-minute video. Don't forget you can check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/Tim Lee Michael, and don't forget I'm also on Facebook and on Instagram. Just look up Tim Lee Michael. You'll find me, and we'll be back with more in the next video. See you guys.